I'm here today to talk about how life is a series of stunts. And I would like to share my story and my path of how, our experiences are like stunts. I'll give you a little bit background of myself. I'm from Penang, Malaysia, and yeah! My upbringing was very conventional. Like everyone else, we were told to go to school, come out from school, go into a good university, come out from university, get a good 9-to-5 job, right? And I did exactly that. So I went to University of Warwick, studied engineering and business management, came out with a master's in 2008, and then financial crisis, difficult to get jobs, so I came back to Malaysia, and I went straight into the banking industry. It wasn't that I knew what I wanted to do at the time. It was because that was what I was familiar with, because I came from a family of bankers, or people, like my whole entire culture and family had more knowledge in the financial industry. So I joined the graduate trainee program for 2 years, and I ended up being placed in structured and banking products, and I stayed there for 6 years. So I spent 8 years in the financial industry. After that, I did a complete flip, and I worked in the fitness industry for 4 years, managing MMA gyms and weight training gyms. I learned more about business startups there, and then now I'm in the athleisure retail fashion industry, right? With sneakers and everything like that. So that's my conventional path, and why I bring this up is because my conventional path is quite important to me. That's what sustained me for my creative journey, okay? Because I lead 2 parallel lives, one more structured life and the other one more creative life. And I'll explain more about my creative side through a series of stunts. But before I move on to the next slide, I just wanted to show you, that's me, blending into the background. I've always been, when I was working in the corporate world, I've always just blended, I'm just, don't want to be seen, don't want to be heard, just do my work, put my head down. But outside, I am larger than life. If many of you have seen me, I have, you may have seen me in martial arts, clips, videos, in action movies, doing stunts, in commercials. Usually, I'm made to portray a very strong, feminine, quite intimidating persona. But fun fact about myself, I'm really quirky, dorky. I love comedy, and I like people to see that side of me. That's why I'm here. So, talking about this slide, what I believe is what we derive from our previous experiences, we always apply to our future opportunities. And this always goes in a loop, right? So what binds that together is a common denominator that motivates you to take on the next new thing. For my case, my common denominator was the need to express myself. So through my creative journey, my first stunt was that I came across Muay Thai. And when I first discovered it at university, I immediately fell in love with it because it was dynamic, it was fast, it really exemplified who I was at the time. And I brought it back with me to Malaysia. And that gave me an outlet to de-stress myself from the corporate world. I managed to, my energy, that was my social environment, and I felt I could express myself through the movements of the sport. Sometimes working in the corporate sector or the corporate world, it kind of gave me little space to express my personality. And the harder, the longer hours I worked, I used to clock in 16 hours a day, that pushed me, that drove me more to Muay Thai. And I got more involved in Muay Thai until I started representing Malaysia in the sport. So these are just photos of competitions that I attended, but I just want to show you this one here, where I actually ate a shot pretty bad, but that was really cool. So I do enjoy the sport, I do, and I met so much amazing people, but Muay Thai is still within the ring, with rules, as a sport. And I needed more outlets to express myself, you know? So one day, a friend approached me and said, "Hey, Germaine, do you want to, get involved in help making a viral video, help me shoot 2 videos." So the first one I got involved with was, I don't know if you've seen it, but it is of me getting robbed and then I fight back. But that was all set up. That wasn't real though, right? But if you see my movements behind the barbecue pit, I was going for the more 周星驰 move, the Kung Fu Hustle move, for the comedy aspect of it. And the second video was of me doing the nerdy, pretending to be a nerdy girl, inexperienced, going into the gym, really awkward, don't know what to do, but ending up beating up the guys at the gym. It got really successful. All these the viral videos got really. I think I got 33 million views on this one, and it gave me another outlet to express the other side of me. So I was really, I had fun doing it. And because of the success of the video, one day, a local director who was making an action film reached out to me and said, "Hey, Germaine, do you want to get involved in my movie? Why don't you play the femme fatale bad guy?" And I was like, "All right, sure." He's like, yeah. You have the face, you have the look, So I will show you behind the scenes of, the video. This is the actual fight scene. Sorry. Okay. So the movie was made very serious, right? The toning, everything was dark, serious, everything was But behind the scenes was the most interesting part for me because it was chaotic, it was hilarious, people getting in, coming up with all sorts of ways to get the shot done. And I wanted to show, it was funny to me, and I wanted to show everyone that side of things. So that's why I pasted a photo. This is my stunt double, a dude wearing a bra with socks stuffed in them, So I had so much fun shooting, and here I give you another example, right, of me shooting a video. Sorry. So I jump over a stool that mothers used to sit on for laundry, right, to get the shot. Because we were trying to cheat the camera, and because of the low budget of the film, we had to use household items, right? So this is actually what the scene looks like. Yeah. Something so homemade can be made to look so professionally shot and done, which is the magic of movies or, behind the scenes. And that's why I really, through all these movies, through going through all these stunts, I could really feel like I could express myself. Another example is commercials. Now, I started getting involved in commercials. When you watch a commercial, you usually don't think much of it, You just can't wait to press next. But I wish y'all knew what happened, what it took to make this scene. Just as simple as doing this, it took 3 hours to shoot, and it was so ridiculous because there was a tight spot, and they had to shoot on the mirror, right, to get my reflection. So I had to be leaning forward like that, and what looks like this on screen, I was actually doing this because they shot at an angle. That means one crew member had to be squatting down there, holding my hand doing this, and the other crew member had to hold my body so I don't fall in front. And it took like 3 hours just to get that shot done. I mean, how ridiculous did it look? I wish I could show you the reality versus, expectation portion of that. But all in all, going through all these stunts and getting my experiences, learning about on-screen fighting versus fighting in the ring, because fighting in the ring, you don't express yourself. You don't want to show your opponent your weakness. You don't want to show them that you got hurt. But when you fight in front of the camera, you have to express everything and exaggerate it. Your reaction, facial expressions, your movements are bigger, everything's more beautiful. There's angles that you take to cheat the camera so you don't actually hit each other. So that's a difference that I picked up. And that gave me more ideas, and also the behind the scenes gave me more ideas. So my common denominator drove me through all the stunts from before to make me make my own content, because I wanted to show people what goes on in my mind. Sometimes I come out with really funny stuff when I'm working out alone, and I go, oh my God, I really need to show people this. So I chose 2 contents to show you today. This one here, I posted it on Women's International Day last year, because everyone was posting really glamorous photos of themselves, like, And I just thought I wanted to celebrate the fact that women are not always glamorous looking. So here you go, smack in your face, Kung Fu Hustle Auntie, right there. And the next one was a parody I made of the gym video. They're all seriously training. They look so focused and everything. So I made a parody. So this is the kind of stuff that goes on behind my head, and I'm glad that I'd be able to produce content like that so that I can share it on social media and have people share the same sentiment back. To make someone laugh really makes my day. That's why I do what I do, and that's my common denominator. So to sum it up, life is a series of stunts. Everyone has their own experiences. They derive their knowledge to apply forward. And I've shared my common denominator. So what is yours? Thank you.